Welcome to the Carter Fitness and Nutrition Podcast. Stephen here.
And Maria. And in this podcast, we will discuss the importance of nutrition, health and well-being, fat loss myths, supplementations, gaining muscle, competition prep, natural testosterone boosters, and many more.
And in this episode, we will be discussing fat loss versus weight loss and cardiovascular exercise. So, let's begin. So, weight loss versus fat loss in general. So, what are the differences between weight loss and fat loss? Well, fat loss means fat, adipose tissue. That is basically the fat that is just below the skin. So, when it comes to fat loss, that means losing fat. When it comes to weight loss, however, weight loss is overall. So, that could mean bone density, lean body mass, and it could mean water weight as well.
One part of the body that is hard to get rid of fat is vestigial fat. That kind of fat surrounds your organ-like areas like your liver and kidneys.
Yeah, so that's the sort of fat you don't want to burn. So when it comes to body fat that you want to lose, it's underneath the skin, the adipose tissue. That is what you aim to do. And how do you do that? You go into a caloric deficit. So you eat 500 calories below your maintenance to allow this to happen.
Also, if you eat more healthy fats like olive oil, nuts and stuff like that, that can help to lower your risk of increasing your weight gain and body mass index.
Yeah. Healthy fats, however, do have around 8 calories per gram. So you've got to go easy on it. Healthy fats overall is actually have a good advantage when it comes to organs. Organs actually function very well when it comes to healthy fats, especially the heart. So what you got to aim for is sticking to that end where it's around 50-60 grams of fat per day, just so then you're not going into that caloric surplus due to the amount of calories per gram of fat. So that's why when it comes to fat, you've got to kind of target it more at the beginning and the start of the day rather than all throughout the day. That's where protein and carbs come in because they are around 4 calories per gram, which makes them both obviously less calories per food group when it comes to protein and carbs.
What would you say is better, weight loss or fat loss? To be honest, losing body fat percentage is generally healthier than losing overall weight because weight includes overall lean body mass and overall, to make this happen, you have to aim to try, if you want to do this, to try and at least lose a pound or so per week.
Yeah, so a pound a week is a very good aim. Not only is it healthy, but it also keeps you in that sort of deficit where you're able to actually pack on muscle mass at the same time. You want to lose weight slower. The slower you lose it, the more you maintain, the more you're able to put on. So when it comes to losing fat, you got to be sensible. But when it comes to losing weight, it means you are eating too much of a drastic deficit. You've got to go easy.
Get more sleep. Getting more sleep can also help with reducing your weight gain, and it can help with reducing your appetite and hunger spells as well.
And do you know why that is? That's because when it comes to getting less sleep, your appetite increases. That is because your body is requiring that extra energy for food. So less sleep equals more food, because remember, the more sleep you get, the more energy you have. So the more energy, the less likely you're going to binge, the less likely you're going to overeat, the less likely you're going to be craving the bad stuff, especially the sugars when it comes to brain fuel. So what you got to do is obviously make sure you get enough sleep, then you're able to control your diet much easier. Remember, a weight loss plan, fat loss plan, however, doesn't work well when it comes to less sleep. So one of the best ways to lose body fat without losing weight is to start weight training. So weight training obviously allows you to build muscle. Muscle is metabolically active. When metabolism's higher, you are able to burn more calories. So muscle, roughly per every 10 pounds, you are roughly burning about an extra 5 to 7 calories per day. So, yeah, so what you want to do is you want to allow yourself to build, even a little bit of muscle would allow yourself to put on that, allow that metabolism to start increasing. But yeah, allow yourself to train hard, because the harder you train, the more muscle you're able to build, the more fat you're able to burn.
Drink unsweetened beverages, because super sweetened beverages are not good for you trying to burn fat. If you want to have something sweet, just replace it for like green tea or water, something like that. If you want to make it sweet, have stevia with it.
Exactly. This is what I tell people. This is what I tell my own clients as well. There are times where a lot of them say, okay, I want a can of pop, or I want something that tastes good, right? There are ways to make things taste good without adding all these calories. Now, Coke has around 130 calories per can of Coke. You just opt in for that Diet Coke or that Coke Zero, you are saving those calories. And yeah, no, sweeteners do not cause cancer, okay? That is not true. Sweeteners are actually more natural than simple sugars. Simple sugars are extracted in the worst way and processed in the worst way. That is not what you want to put in your body. It can cause cavities, it can cause obesity, heart disease. You don't want that. So what your aim is you want to have the lowest calorie options possible. Going for diet pop, green tea, like was mentioned, is a great way to help you lose fat without all the extra calories. Another great way of losing fat when it comes to compared to weight loss is to eat more fiber, because fiber fills you up more. It's a slower digestive carbohydrate that allows you to have that filling feeling, but also allows you to soften the stool a little bit more, allow you to go for a number 2, which is obviously a great way of, well, you just enjoy yourself in the toilet.
Coffee. Coffee is a good one because it contains caffeine, obviously, which helps to boost your metabolism, which can also help to boost fat breakdown cells in your body.
That's exactly true. Caffeine is obviously another metabolically active stimulant, which has the ability to allow you to burn more calories and increase your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which obviously lets you do more on a daily basis. Same with exercise. Your exercise is more intense. This obviously allows you to boost more testosterone because of more intensity when it comes to training. So overall, coffee is a great option. So now let's move on to our second one, which is cardiovascular. So what form of cardiovascular would we recommend? So when it comes to fat loss, obviously steady state. Now, the reason why steady state is because one, steady state allows you to burn more body fat as it targets more the adipose tissue rather than carbohydrates. And two, because low intensity is better at preserving the amount of muscle, mainly because if you're training legs the day before and you go for a run, you're going to be overtraining those legs. So when it
So when it comes to cardio and stuff like that, HIIT is a good way to burn fat, as this can help you increase your amount of calories in a shorter amount of time.
This is only, though, however, if you don't train every single day or at least 6 days a week. HIIT training works best when you're working out around 3 days per week and doing HIIT training sessions on a separate day. That's because HIIT training involves a lot of leg work. So just be mindful. But HIIT training is very good for your heart, keeping your heart rate around 130 plus beats per minute. It is a very useful tactic of actually allowing you to burn more calories in a short amount of time.
It helps with your cardiovascular system as well.
Yes, it helps with the cardiovascular system, allowing you to, well, it helps you to live longer in general. So it's like cycling, running. You got like that little cross training stuff like that. So that's all very useful for when it comes to burning more calories in a short amount of time. However, you can only do it in a short amount of time because of the high intensity. When it comes to walking, you can do it for a longer period of time, which means more calories burnt in the long run. So that is obviously the cardiovascular. So they're the two options. Obviously, you can do either one, but I do strongly recommend low intensity when it comes to you wanting to put on as much muscle as possible and burn fat at the same time.
That's what I would recommend as well. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you very much.